So, what's your name and occupation?
My name is James Duplanty, and I'm the security director for Kearsley District.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, if I had to ask you one question about your financials, what's the biggest step you took to get to where you are financially today?
I think the biggest thing that my wife and I did was to prepare a budget so that we had kids that were in sports, dancing, and everything else. I got two kids, and we traveled a lot with them and everything else. What they did, but a lot of it was just budget. We stayed at a hotel. We didn't stay at the most expensive hotel. We never had the most expensive car. We kept things realistic. This is what we can afford, and we want to put so much away for our, what we want to do later in life, and that's what really worked. It's budgeting.
And then, what was your first occupation like from when you were first turned 18 or even younger?
Let's see. Well, when I was in high school. First job I had was farming. I was at a co-op. The last 2 years, in 11th and 12th grade, I was on a co-op. What I did was I would get up like 3 o'clock in the morning, tend to the animals at the farm, which is right across the street from where I live, and then about 8:30, I'd get ready to go to school, stay there till 12:30, and then I had the rest of the day to farm. So yeah, I was on a co-op through school my last 2 years, and so that really worked out well.
And then, did that help you? In what ways did that help you succeed financially in life? From whether it's discipline, whether you learn budgeting from that or time management. What was that big thing for you that you got?
I was taught early on by my father. They grew up very poor, and my dad was one that's always stressed put some money away. If you want something, put some money away. And he he was very successful in life only from the fact that that's what he did. He was very stingy with his money. He had, um, and he, at times it didn't seem fair, but but he had a goal, and with me, if I had whatever I had money, if I put it away, put it in the bank, um, and I was the proudest person in the world when I bought my first car. Because I went and paid cash for it. Used car, but yeah, I paid cash. Yeah, I mean, and I was the proudest guy in the world.
Oh, you gotta be.
Yeah.
That's how I felt when I got my first one.
Yeah.
So, from 18 to whatever you are now.
I found it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
What was the biggest life concept that you learned from job to job or financials or even just a overall moral thing? What was the biggest concept you took from it?
I learned me early on. And right after high school, I was drafted into the military. Well, I was about to be drafted. I knew that was coming down, so what I did was I joined the Army. That way you could get a better job. And so I did that. And then, but then again, it was just, I just had to know how much I had coming in. And one thing I was never afraid of was working an extra job. And when I was in the military and I come back from overseas, I went to my last year. I was stationed in Florida, and down in Everglades National Park, southern Florida, down the Big Swamp. And so when I was there, I had my normal military duty day, which was usually at night. But I would take and after that, during the day, I had a part-time job working security for a place So I'd work one 24-hour shift, and then I'd have 2 days off. So I just use those 2 days and work, and then just to provide for my family.
So it's just that extra push that you can give yourself to put you in a spot where you can better live suitably,
Oh, sure,
comfortably.
sure. I never wanted to live above my means, and I wanted to live comfortably. I want my family to be comfortable, and probably my biggest fear that I've ever had financially was, what if I fail? And I always made sure,
You were always one step ahead.
put away what I could. There was a couple times where, whatever it was, whether it was a medical issue or a family issue or something like that, I had something to fall back on. So yeah.
And so when I was back in middle school in Mr. Planning, you had to leave because didn't you get sick with you had cancer?
I had cancer, yes.
And then so from that point in your life, what helped you like? Because financially, that's not easy on nobody, and let alone mentally or physically. And so, what did you do to be able to live comfortably and still manage your priorities in life?
One thing about it was the jobs that I had, and I was a police officer for over 30 years, and so I had when I got into police work, I looked around for the best, and money is fine, money is fine, and it's kind of what we live off, but the benefits really mean something. And I had great benefits as far as for my medical benefits. So that in itself kept me from basically financially being ruined because my radiation that I had was like every time I would go 5 days a week for 7 weeks. I had 35 treatments of radiation on my throat, and plus chemo. But with all that radiation I had, each time was $2,000 bill for 15 minutes of work, or 15 minutes at that machine. You paid for this machine, but it saved my life. And so a big thing is, I healed up quickly only because I was comfortable, because I knew I had decent health insurance. I had some money in the bank if I needed it. Of course, my wife was still working at the time too. But I healed quickly because I knew that I was going to be comfortable.
And so, when it comes to like you having that saved money and you having this and like these things come up, and I get like sometimes you are gonna have to take out of that to put back in, and that's totally understandable. So, for a younger generation like myself or like the kids watching this, what's the biggest piece of advice other than putting money away? Like, is there something that you could put it towards to earn more money in the long run, like assets or what?
Plan for the future. Plan as if something terrible is going to happen. Okay, a lot of it is, how you set yourself now for employment. Don't settle for just anything. Set goals. Know that, look, I want to be something where I will make decent money. I'll have good benefits so I can provide for my family and myself. So look ahead into life. Plan for your future. Because what you plan for, because you never know what something's gonna stumble. Something's gonna stumble.
No matter how good your route is, something always comes up.
Something's always gonna come up, and you have to plan for it. And that's it. I'm in a point in life where I don't have to be here. I work now because I choose to. I want to work. And so.
It's part of your community. It's something that you take to heart.
Yeah.
And it means something.
Yeah, and it does. It does. My whole life and my career basically was centered around public service. I was in the military, and I was in police work. So and so that's kind of how I set myself up. Was I know that I'm here to serve the community, and then when this job opened up, I figured,
you get to raise the generation.
And I place work, I was still working part-time for another agency. But, it's just another way for me to carry on what I've done my whole life.
And so, after like everything that's happened to you, after like all the difficulties, after all these bad things, the money coming out, the money coming in, and where you are today, as of right now, what would you have? What would you say puts you in the position you are in, other than like teamwork and just putting money aside? What is like
You know,
financially the steps other than budgeting?
a lot of it is having a solid partner in your life to, you know, like my wife is, she's a math major, so she's great with numbers. And if I was ever worried about something, well, wait a minute, what about, well, because I would have, don't worry about it, I've already crunched the numbers. Um, Having a good partner means a lot because that way it takes a lot of the stress off you, and
A lot of more teamwork
you're
and
working together as a team, raising your family together as a team, and you're paying your bills together as a team, and you're just looking ahead, in life. So, a lot of it just having someone that you work with. Investing is, if you're gonna do any investing's not a bad thing. Choose your investments wisely. Find a good financial advisor.
do you have one person?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
And so, do you guys talk on a daily basis with the business or like buy
We probably get together, yeah, about every 6 months.
every six
Yeah,
months?
and we review, I've got money in this account, this account, this account, and here's what it's doing. And but not only do we have that financial advisor for that, but they also have taken care of things like a will, and our future plans. So should something happen to me, of course everything my wife takes care of. What if something happens to us together? I have property, that's gonna go to the children, and this is how I want it to go. So, a good financial advisor, someone that's good,
Someone you trust.
someone you can trust, yeah, and talk to people, find out who they recommend. Just don't kind of look on the internet and go, oh, it looks like he's pretty good. Get someone to recommend some people.
Okay.
And someone that's good and well established. Um, that's always tough. I had an account when I was with Burton Police Department. We switched over our we switched over from a retirement system to another retirement system. We switched at one point, and because the other one was much better, and so I was able to keep X amount of money in this what's called the defined contribution. And so then we went to what's called MERS, which is Michigan Employees Retirement System. And when we went there, there was still this money left in this account. So I had a guy come in and said, well, I'll take care of all that for you and everything else. The guy didn't really do his job. And being me, I kind of forgot about it. And I just happened, one day I get the thing and I look and I'm going, I lost $40,000 on this account. And because the economic status of the country was changing. And so I was fairly aggressive in my investments. And at the time, I was doing good. Of course, now when things start changing, the economy's getting a little worse, new president, things of that nature. And the financial advisor failed to contact me and say, hey, look, your investments aren't doing that great. You're losing. And so I ended up moving that from him to the person we're with now. Um, and everything's going well. I'm fine with that. But at some point, you kind of go, which was money that I probably will never use because at some point in time, it'll go to my wife or it'll go to our children.
And so, starting out as a young investor, let's say I got like my 401k put away already, and I got a Roth IRA young person go conservatively, which is like obviously more safe, you could say, or would you go more like aggressive?
You know, a lot of it depends on your market at the time. And this is where your financial advisor comes in. Let's say, look, let's say you've got $5,000 you go on to invest. Let's start off fairly aggressive and see what happens in 2 months. And a good financial advisor sends you the portfolio every so often that says, hey, this is what your account's done, da da da. And if it doesn't look like it's performing as well as you want, or if the economy is kind of taking a dive, so you may want to back off and be a little more conservative, make a little bit of money rather than trying to get, you know,
Trying to be greedy and then losing
right.
out.
And then, right, you know, it's all about timing for investment.
I think we're almost at 20 minutes. It was a pleasure talking
You know
to
what?
you. Thank you for
Thank
your
you
service.
so much for asking.
No problem.
I enjoyed this.
I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come and talk.
Maybe you need. All right.